the recording here and drop in your intro.
Hey everybody, this is Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, and if you want to get your money's worth, stay right here because you're listening to Knockouts and 3 Counts. And remember, everybody's got a price. $1 Million Man.
This is Don West here, and I'm telling you, Knockouts and 3 Counts is the podcast, baby. Make sure that's the one you check out, because, buddy, like me, they're the real deal, baby.
This is Jake the Snake Roberts. Just letting you know, you need to listen to Knockouts and 3 Counts, or you see that damn snake again.
This is the Ring of Honor World Television Champion, a.k.a. Shane T-Boy, the baddest champion you ever seen, boy. And you're listening to Knockouts and 3 Counts.
What up, everybody? This is Kyle, and you are watching Knockouts and 3 Counts. And we thank you for checking us back out. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. As we've been telling you all week, we've got quite the guest coming tonight with Kenny the Boss Cross ahead of his fight, UFC Dana White Contender Series. How you doing, brother, man?
Hey, I'm doing well, brother. What's popping? Brand new whip just hopped in. Let's go.
Let them know where they can find you at real quick, bro.
Kenneth Cross. I think it's Kenny Mitchell Cross on Facebook and Cross the Boss MMA on Instagram.
All right, Corey is back with us once again. Let them know where they can find you at, brother, man, and we will get into the business at hand.
As always, same old, Fight Fan from 313. You know what it is.
All right,
Corey.
So yeah, Corey. I've been trying to get him in here with us playing Warzone, Kenny, but Corey's a little scared.
I know, you're watching on my Warzone time.
All right, so since we brought that up first, why don't we tell him about what happened the last time you and me hopped on the Warzone real quick, Playboy?
What do you mean? Maybe
Dude, we had that big storm when you and I was playing with you and me and Papa Cross, bro.
Oh shit! No, not Daddy.
Yeah, remember we was playing and the awning almost got ripped off in the middle of the game.
Yeah, I was playing. So we were playing Warzone. It was Kyle, my father, and I, and you had to go help your mom. And I had your 6 for like 20 minutes, and all of a sudden you were never coming back.
Hey, I dropped down and killed 3 people before I left, homeboy. So tell them at least the truth, all right?
We did jump in a high populated spot, that's for sure. But I had to leave you because you weren't moving. The storm was coming in, and we had to go.
You see this, man? It's a good thing MMA is a one-on-one sport because Kenny Cross is leaving you in the line of battle. Speaking of battle, bro, you're getting ready to go to battle and in UFC Dana White's Contender Series. So first of all, it's been a hot minute since we've had you on the show. You went from looking like a cross between Hulk Hogan and some lumberjack shit the last time we were in the studio to now, you know, you've been over here, you knocked off a couple good wins and lights out championship, to now you got the call and you're going to be fighting on Dana White's Contender Series August 4th, ESPN. Tell me about that, man. So how did that come about? You know, you've been on a roll and lights out, you know, tell me a little bit about how that all came about, getting the call, and what does it mean to you to be getting your shot here in the UFC?
First off, I'd like to point out that Ariel Adesanya, Mike Perry, and Tony, or what's his fucking name, Max Holloway, all just dyed their hair blonde. So I was ahead of the trend, and we'll leave it as that. I fucked with that Hulk Hogan and those cornrows, baby. We killed it. Everyone hated on it, whatever. But, I mean, it's a blessing, man. It's a blessing that I'm finally being recognized for the hard work that I put in. And I've pushed, and I've overcome obstacles. I have 10 wins, 10 finishes. I'm putting people away. I mean, I'm doing my job, and now the people above have foreseen what I've done, and they gave that opportunity that I feel like I rightfully deserve. And I'm humbled and I'm blessed, and I can't wait to go out August 4th and put on a show for everyone in the world.
So how long have you known you had this fight coming?
Before my last fight, I got emailed. Darren Cruikshank got emailed by Sean Shelby before I went out and fought Robert Hale. So obviously that put a lot of pressure on that fight. That was my last fight for Lights Out. Shout out Matt Frendo. And I mean, you know, I was shitting and pissing all day because I knew I could beat the guy, but there was so much riding on the line. I had to go out. I had to perform. I didn't want to get injured. I didn't, you know, I had a fight come. I never book a fight after a fight. Like there's always one thing on the plate. I got to eat that steak and then I'll move on to dessert. So when it was Robert Hale and then I got this, I already signed the dotted line that I'm going to go fight Robert Hale. Now Sean Shelby's telling me that I got a Dana White Contender Series shot. I'm like, well, fuck. What do I do now? You know, I gotta go out and I gotta handle business twice. So that now this is where we're at.
So Corey, I know you had a very good question for Mr. Cross, so I'll let you let it rip.
Well, I noticed this is they're finally bringing back the Contender Series, right? Because it's been a little while since the last season, right? But it seems like they had a lot of A sides and B sides. You know what I mean? Like some people that they wanted to see go over on the other. If you get what I mean? Do you feel as though you're coming into this one as the A side, or do you think you're coming in as the food? If you know what I mean?
I feel like you know, me and Dana were just talking the other day. He says he doesn't like this kid. That's why he matched him up with me. Joe Rogan said if I knock him out, he'll smoke a blunt with me. So I feel like I'm coming on the A side. He's undefeated, you know. He's a stud. He's already been on the show once, and he came out on top. But guess what? He was at 145 pounds. He missed weight. So they're giving him another shot, and they're feeding him to the mercenary, I feel like. I feel like we're both A sides because of his record. But at the same time, you know, I know how to finish people, and I saw a lot of spots in his last fight where he could have took that little beanpole out, and he didn't. So now he's bumping up a weight class. He's coming into my world, and I will say that I'm the A+ side of the card.
And not only could he not get the finish, but that was on top of missing weight. So he's coming in that heavy and still couldn't get the finish. So another thing to keep in mind, you know?
Yeah, he gets another shot. So kudos to him and his camp for being relentless. You know, staying undefeated, that's cool. He bumped up. He has one fight, I feel like, now at lightweight. He just fought a guy that was like, I don't know, 6-4 and subbed him in the second round. So, you know, kudos to him, but he's got a whole different animal on his side now. So good luck.
And goes back to what you were saying earlier, man. Nothing in the sport's given. So you've been working at it. You worked your way to this point, man. So, you know, you earned it.
I mean, one false step. That's why speaking about, you know, the fight, speaking about all this shit is so stressful to me, even though I'm trying to wear it as best I can. But just thinking about it, it's tough to tell the world how I feel and how I think when one false move, bitch, I'm taking you down. You can lose everything with, you know, if you don't get your head offline, if you go to the ground and you don't know how to protect your knees, you can lose everything, especially on this fight right now. My last fight, I thought I had pressure. Now it's life-changing if I fucking fall. If I lose this fight, it's life-changing, and I could go where I want to be, or I can continue to lay floors. So there's a lot of pressure, and I'm ready for it.
Yeah, talking to a lot of guys, man, and on their way up through these smaller promotions in the up and comings, man. That's how they feel. If they want to make this what they're hoping their dreams are, you know, one false slip, dude, you're 3-4 fights back. You're a year and a half away from your goal again. So I mean, yeah, it's
especially in MMA because it's so easy to slip. Like, picture that canvas being made of ice. You know, with 4-ounce gloves on, you could be winning the whole fight, and you catch yourself. You know, you're done.
Yeah.
One false move. It's crazy. That's why there's so much pressure and there's so much stress on this fight. And I keep counting it down every day. I'm checking my calendar. We got 14 days now, right? I'm ready to go. I wish it was tomorrow. I have Darren Cruikshank, fucking Detroit superstar, coming out with me to Vegas. We're flying out to Vegas before everyone else because they're COVID testing us on Saturday. That gives me Sunday, Monday to make weight out in Vegas. No, scratch that. We're going out Thursday. We're going to stay at Cody Staman's house. We're going to stay out there with Carol Rowe and TJ, who's also on the Contender Series. And it's going to be a house full of talent. But I'm getting out there to prepare and to acclimate to the weather because I'm taking this so serious because I know what's at hand. I will speak how I feel the fight will go. And people have been telling me only positive, no negative, don't talk. And they're telling me what to do. And I take it all into consideration. But at the same time, this is the first step of my career and the perspective of the whole world. And I'm just trying to do right. I'm trying not to look like a dick and lose a fight, or I'm not trying to, I don't want to be braggadocious, but I'm also not trying to be, too humble at the same time.
Well, I see a lot of the fighters that are taking off nowadays, man. They're being themselves. You see a lot of the fake roles that nobody grabs hold of it, So that's what you got to do. You got to build your own promotion in yourself, of course, but you got to be yourself while doing it.
So Kenny, you good, bro? Finish what you were saying.
I was just gonna say that on every promotion, all the athletes that fight, say for Lights Out, PFL, LFA, they're all the same. They're all the same to me. I don't care. It's the UFC. It's just a label behind who these people are, what they have. Like, if you don't have the coaches like I do, if you don't have the teammates, if you don't have the mentality and the God-given talents that I have, then you're out of luck. But the UFC, he's 10-0. Who has he been fighting over there? He hasn't been fighting Corey Cuppies, I'll tell you that. He hasn't been fighting Mo Shatries. So it's just another guy, 10-0. But I'm just saying that promotion-wise, fighters
this is another day in the office.
Yes, sir.
So that brings me to something that I wanted to ask you. So obviously we're all of us in not the best of circumstances and all that good stuff. For you with your training camp, has COVID and all this stuff kind of affected that at all? And with all the stress of this fight, has the isolation factor of any sort, has that affected you in any way?
I took to COVID probably a lot more different than the other athletes. I've been training in sports since the 7th grade, and I'm not gonna lie when I say I like my rest days. I like when I have an excuse to not go out because I put myself in situations that I'm forced to work. I'm forced to do this. I'm forced to do that. And I know if I don't have that leadership that I won't do it. So I make sure that I have that leadership. So we go into COVID, I'm coming off 2 great knockouts. I'm knocking these boys out. I'm feeling good. I'm healthy. And now I get to give my body a rest for however long they're telling me to stay inside. Granted, I'm still working a 9 to 5. I'm still sanding floors because, baby, we essential workers out here.
I'm with you, bro. I'm busy slinging the mail.
So, yeah, exactly. Like, I need my paper, bro. But so taking a little bit of time off training and props to my coach, Darren Cruikshank, who just has a newborn daughter, and he wasn't risking, people coming into the gym and getting any of that shit. So I stayed home. I played Warzone. That was my sport. And trust me, when I was playing Warzone, I saw a side of me that I didn't like. I was mad. I was so angry. Like, no matter what, it wasn't my fault. I was going to make a video of me just tossing my PS4 off the tallest building when this COVID, when they quit trapping us in our house. But I realized that I love Netflix, and that's the only way I was watching my Netflix. Kingdom. That's how
I was about to say, tell me about that, man. You've been watching all the Kingdom and shit, bro.
I mean, come on, dog. You call me Jay. Call me Jay. I just got to get the tats.
So tell me a little bit about, like you said, this isn't like, this is another day in the office for you.
It's just a
been
bigger
fighting
office.
for a long time now. What does this opportunity, mean to you? Like, what was the feeling for you when you finally got that call after all the years of grinding? Because some guys, man, look at a guy like past guest of the show that we just had, Justin James, on. I first met that guy when I was 16 years old, training with him and Darren Cruikshank at MASH. And now, Justin's just now getting his shot in the UFC, and people think he's brand new, but he's been on the scene forever. So what does it mean to you to be getting that call?
It's just like, first and foremost, like, I'm so serious when I mean that. From the bottom of my heart, like, I'm grateful for the people that have followed me and helped project me to where I'm at, because I feed off that. When I go out to perform, I go out to paint a picture for whoever bought a ticket to come to that fight. And the end result is what you get out of me every time. I'm not boring. No matter what, I'm having fun out there, and everyone is excited. They're out of their seats to watch me fight. So to get the opportunity, I feel super humbled. I feel blessed, and I feel like also I'm very deserving. And in the way that I go out there and I do my thing, it was only a matter of time. Like, you don't have to respect me, but you have to accept me. I'm coming. That's how it was. So
I like it. I like it, man. So for a guy like you, for anybody that's never seen you fight, man, you get pretty hyped on fight night, okay? If you saw how dude was dressed the last time we had him in the studio, dude was ready to go, and that persona, I think, is part of what got you into the UFC. So now as you go into this fight, like we said, in COVID era, what do you think it's going to be like for you fighting with no fans? Do you think it'll bother you at all, or do you think it'll actually help you calm down a little bit?
I would like there to be fans, because I feed off of them. I feed off the energy. When I went to Vegas and I did my interview, we were quarantined. I felt like I was treated like I was getting big brothered, and I was getting belittled, and I didn't belong to be here. I'm not a UFC fighter yet. So guess what they got out of me out of the interview? Quiet Kenny. That's just reading off of a prompter, I felt like. But guess what? I give the energy that you give me, right? So when I'm going in there, I want the fans to be screaming. I want them to go crazy. When I'm in the background, when I'm warming up, my warm-ups are me just walking around, being happy, playing Justin Bieber, and Bazzi, and that's how I'm warming up. Meanwhile, people across it, and they're fucking sweating their balls off, wasting all their energy is how I look at it. And I'm just out here, like, I'm looking at my coach Darren and Fisher, and I'm like, here we go again. So no one's screaming. I get to hear my coaches. I get to hear his coaches. I've learned over time, I've learned over fights that don't get trapped in their corner. As much as knowing where you're at in the ring, know where your corner is, know where your coaches are. Corral that boy, corral him over to your side. I'm a blue Australian pup out here, bro. I'm biting ass. I'm getting him to go to where I want him to go. So now I really get to hear everything that my coaches are saying so clearly. Like, I'm excited. I'm excited for it, and that's it. This is an exciting time.
So with you, like you mentioned, TJ Larmy is going to be fighting. Technically he's not a Michigan guy, but he's trained with a lot of the guys around here. I know he's been over there at MTT and things like that. With guys like you, Justin James, Jamal, all these guys from Michigan, getting their spots. Even Mondo going right. You've got all these guys that are getting their shots. What do you think that this opportunity does for Michigan MMA as a whole? Because now for the first time in how long, you've got multiple guys that are from Michigan that are all getting looked at on the biggest stage. So what implications do you think that these fights have for Michigan?
First off, it was a matter of time. I feel like until they found out what Michigan was about. And when they finally did, it took off like fireworks. As you just said, we have 4 or 5 people fighting. When they found Darren Cruikshank off the bat, he was super exciting. Like, the Midwest, Michigan, baby. Shout out Aaron Calder. With we were raised in this atmosphere, and I feel like we're so competitive and we're so strong and strong-willed. It was always a matter of time. I grew up and I knew I was special. I always knew I was special. If we were playing two-hand football and they didn't give me the ball, I was like, you guys aren't passing me the ball. I can do so much with it. Give me the ball. And they thought I was pouting. But really, I was just knowing that I was special. Give me that ball. And now it's Michigan's time. The ball is in our hand. Get your ass into the end zone or get friend zoned, right? We're out here. Michigan's coming. I feel like, I don't know if I'm the main event or if I'm the first fight on this card, but ask me if I give a shit. Because I'm going to go out there and perform like there's millions watching, and I'm going to put on for this state. You know, I'm going to put on for Michigan. This is where I'm born. I love this place. I love it out on the east side of Detroit. No matter how rich and famous I get, I am getting a beautiful house right here. And I'm excited. Hopefully I can start the ball rolling for everybody because we all deserve it. We've all been working really hard. I know these guys. I know the time that they put in. You know, blood, sweat, and tears is what we give. This sport is favors nobody. So the bold goes out and they do what they can, and the weak suffer what they must.
All right. So just to give you a little bit of an idea of how much Mr. Cross enjoys competition, tell me a little bit about your newfound profession in trying to hit home runs, not only in the cage, but trying to be wiffle ball champion over here, dude. This guy's got matching cleats, matching shorts. And I want to know why the fuck I haven't gotten my invite to play yet.
Because you're not good, bro. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
I'll smoke you.
So my buddies that they all live in Garden City, they started this wiffle ball tournament a couple of years ago, and I'm just now hearing about it. And dude, I don't know. We get a lot of guys back there. I went out and I bought a legit wiffle ball bat, balls.
They got legit bats.
Yeah, and they're not even letting me use it because I guess it's too legit. And we already crank home runs, and we're batting these balls so far that no, I just can't do it. They said the girls can use that bat. I'm like, all right, whatever. I'll use it when we go to a park. But I don't know, man. It's so fun. We got the eye black out there, and these guys are so competitive. Just getting around that kind of energy is so good for me and for anyone that wants to just like take it easy but still scream at their fucking best friend if they miss a ball or if they miss a play. So it's a lot of fun, especially, I mean, when we win, when we lose, I go home and I don't say much to anyone. I take it hard like I do any loss. Man, it's just, it's been a nice outlet for me to go out and stay in the sun. I love to party. I love to celebrate. Everyone who knows me knows that. So when I have a serious fight coming up, it doesn't leave me with a whole lot of options. I love Warzone, but only when I feel like I'm in prison. I don't know. Video games, I feel like life is a video games, and I learned that from my first boss, Chris. He was telling me life's a video game, and that's, as soon as he said that, something clicked in my head, and I was like, no more Pokemon. You know, I gotta go out there and play life.
Hey, I like it.
Let's go.
I like it, man. Competition is competition. Like I said, I want my shot at the wiffle ball championship. Oh shit! And he's bringing out the big championship.
What? I'm already a world champion, dude.
That you are. So tell me a little bit about that, man. The next thing I wanted to ask you, you mentioned training with Cody Stamen. How do you feel training with guys like that, and Crookshank and Fisher, and getting these looks that you're getting? How do you feel that prepares you for the fight? And coming out of this, how do you think that your time with them is going to get you ready for after COVID's done?
It's a huge advantage. It's a great to be able to see someone at the top level caliber, to be able to, when I first moved here, to watch Cody, to watch Jared Brooks, Cody and Darren sparring. I'm like, holy shit. Like, it was super cool, and it was out of this world. It just showed me that I can go out there and I can be that. If I'm in the same building as these guys, I can do what these guys do. Now, for Cody, the biggest thing that I absorbed from that guy, besides his movement and his fun personality and who he is as a person, he is such a winner. Like Brett Martin, they're when I watch winners go out there and win, I just think, okay, if they can do it, I can do it. There's no reason to fucking lose. And guess what? When I was losing, when I lost to Mo Shatry, I moved here to his gym to get what he had, because I have more given from the guy above or the girl above, but I have more. So I need what you have to get to that level. So having these guys around is just, you can't put words to it. You just have to feel it. The energy that I get from these monsters is unreal. Darren Cruikshank, he throws spinning attacks. He can strike from left or right, southpaw or orthodox, and he can mimic the guys that I'm fighting and give me great looks. Especially this guy that I'm fighting now. If you guys haven't watched, he likes to throw a lot of crazy shit sometimes. A lot of people think he's just a ground game. Guess what? He's only a ground game when he loses on his feet. So when he starts to lose the exchanges, that's when he dives in. Guess what? When you lose exchanges with me, you're sleepy, boy. You go sleepy. Like the guy that I took this belt from, or who tried to get this belt, he petitioned my last fight saying that I headbutted him because this bad boy smoked him so hard, the cameras were not good enough to see how fast it was, and my head leans in. Now next thing you know, I'm fighting all of Georgia, and I had a Governor Whitmore, or whatever her name is. I had to email her. I just got the email saying there wasn't enough evidence to prove that I headbutted him. So fuck off, Robert. I went into your room after I knocked you out and gave you a hug. You cried on my shoulder. Then you turned around and you stabbed me in the ass. Fuck that. This is real shit. And I got the biggest and the baddest people around me, and we go out and we handle business.
Hey, man. I like it. Corey, you've been quiet for a minute. What do you got to say about this, bro?
I got my cat over here doing circles, so it's halfway distracting. Fucking cat won't leave my damn feet alone.
The cat wants its 15 minutes of fame, motherfucker.
Finally walked away now. But one point I do want to bring it back to. I know you said this is just another day in the office, and this, which it is to an extent. But you've seen what the Contender Series has done to some of these guys, man. It's a real springboard, dude. And
There's
I'm sure
a lot of
I'm not
Contender
talking
Series people that are owning the UFC right now that they're going out and destroying in the UFC.
I mean, you see, look at what Dan Ige did. I mean, granted, he didn't pull away the win, but he's main eventing cards already.
He's on a main card, yeah.
Not even on a main card. He's main eventing a card, 5 rounds.
Yeah.
So it's like there's real opportunity, man. And
100%.
I kind of beyond just what's your opinion on the opportunity, because I'm sure you've been asked that by 100 people. It's kind of like,
or the people we just asked him.
Yeah, it's just how do I word it? It's such an opportunity, and like you said, you've seen people turn it around and turn it into main events already, and I guess it's just kind of what's your thoughts on it beyond just the opportunity itself. Like,
I think what he's trying to say, or what are your thoughts on getting the opportunity through the Contender Series versus getting it, just a straight fight?
A straight fight would be cool. Going to the Tough House, that'd be the worst thing you could do. I think the Contender Series is perfect because it just matches you up with the top level prospects, which I am. And I get to go out and compete against another one, which he is, and then it's the ball never lies. So I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do what I fucking do. But for me, I'm 25 years old. I've been fighting for 5 years. I've been training for 3. I lose this fight. I don't lose a whole lot because I'm going places. I know I'm special, and I know I have what it takes to be the champ and make a lot of money and give back to the people that supported me and my family and my friends and have everything that I want at the end of the day because I'm ready for it. I'm ready to go. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get there. But with that said, not worrying so much about getting the dub allows me to go out there and be myself and put it on the line and not be timid and just be fearless, be a fearless mercenary. And that's what a boss is. we go out there and we do what we're here to do. We're watching over these kids. I'm coming in and I'm telling him where to go. I'm speaking with my hands and my feet and these knees. So I'm excited. I'm excited for the opportunity. I'm not looking past it. I'm not looking to the fortune and fame. I have a huge fucking fight in front of me, but I know I have what it takes, and this is a super exciting time for me, and I'm just gonna really thoroughly try to embrace the whole process and enjoy the ride with my coaches, with my team, with my family, my friends, and my supporters in my hometown of Hastings, Michigan. We're gonna ride this bitch out until the wheels fall off, and then we're gonna keep riding.
Hey, so that brings up a good question. So obviously, your fight's taking place in Vegas, correct?
At the Apex.
Oh, right. That's what I thought. So my question for you is, with Fight Island being debuted now, what are your thoughts on what we've seen from there so far? And if you get the call to go fight in Fight Island, what are your thoughts on that?
Oof, I think it's a long plane ride. I don't know, man. I'm not flying Spirit, I'll tell you that. But
Hell no.
I don't know.
Spirit,
I'm a beach boy.
Spirit tried to screw me.
I'm a beach boy. I love the ocean, man. I love being out there. Vegas, the dry heat kills me. I just went there, obviously, to shoot the UFC promo stuff. And I thought, honestly, that I would like Vegas. I didn't. You know, it was all work. And I was quarantined, and the energy sucked. And it was so hot. My lips were all chapped. I got a sun blister on my head, bro. It was work, and I appreciated the experience, but Vegas sucked. So I don't know. Like, Abu Dhabi's got that humidity to where you're walking around, and it feels like you're just sweating all day. So I'm not sure. Where the money's at is where I go. You know, if Uncle Dana says, Kenny, I want you to come out here, bro. I got a nobody, or I got the number 3 guy, and someone broke his leg and they dropped out, and I need you to fill it after I win a contender fight. Like, they're not gonna ever send me to Abu Dhabi, at least for another year or two. Like,
of course,
you know. But I mean, if I win, I would embrace it. I would take it all in, and I would get a +1 for Barb Richards to come with, because I'm not going by myself.
So I know you've been watching the fights there. What are your thoughts on the fights we've seen so far from there? I mean, obviously we had the big Masvidal fight for the title with Usman. Yeah. I mean, they've been really throwing it down over there, bro.
I got one fight, and it was that Federer. What's the dude with the blonde hair with the one streak that just knocked out
Davison Figueiredo?
Yeah, Figueiredo.
And Fight Island.
Yep.
You wanna all I have to say about these fights, I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed about any of them. They've all lulled me and my friends to sleep. Besides that really tall, I don't know if she's Brazilian, but she's got long tan legs, and she was the underdog, and she fucked up that short white girl. Woo, she's sexy, dude, and she killed that
Brazilian chick.
Because it was back and forth. But back to whatever that Brazilian dude is, I watched Jared Brooks fucking beat him. And you know what? I will never live it down. He fought him in Brazil, and he got screwed by Brazilians. And fuck that guy. He's the champ. But you know what? Jared Brooks is the champ. He beat him, dude. How have they not gone back, saw the film, given that boy a contract, and rematch him right now? Jared Brooks will beat him again. He's the best there has ever been. He puts in the work, dude. He's got it. He beat him already.
So let me ask you that, you know, you being a fighter and all those things, I mean, do you think, do you have any opinions on things that could change with some of the judging? Because I feel like we just saw that recently with the fight with Max Holloway.
Yeah, and I'll take the unpopular side, because I had a bet. I had a 4-way parlay, and I needed that Alexander guy to win. And I thought he won, bro. I thought
really?
I thought Holloway was so smooth, so like confident and relaxed and meticulous in his shots. And man, I was like, wow, long hair Holloway is a beast. And he pieced them up in the first, in the second. The third was close. I give it to the champ, because he was pushing him around a little bit. And then I give the fourth and the fifth to the champ. And he's the champ for a reason. Like, you got to take out the champ.
Right. I agree.
But back to the judges, I listened to a lot of Joe Rogan. And what does he say? He talks about having like 10 judges or some shit. Like, three people. How many judges do they have? Three. That's
Three.
not enough, especially if they've never fought before. I think one needs to be a fighter. Or
I
maybe
agree.
two, you know,
Or
and
at
then
least trained.
The third needs to be Van Sweerden. I mean, if I'm honest. Or there needs to be 10. There needs to be 10 and make me one because that'll be fun.
See,
And Kevin Hart needs to be one too.
I think it's something they need to change with the point system, man. I think if you dominate the rounds that you win, where he got knockdowns in the rounds he won, I think those need to score higher than, like you said, a close round. Even though it's a 10-9 must, where a winner must be awarded at the end of each round. I think the rounds where you see a little more of a win, it needs to be pronounced. You know,
And
like
I
the old
agree,
Pride style. You
But-
hear it all the time, you know, almost like a scoring the judge or scoring the fight as a whole compared to just round by round. I mean,
I'm glad they started to do 10-8s, right? That's dope.
but you don't see very many of them.
Well, the best way to stay away from those guys is what? Fucking
Knock 'em
knock
out.
'em out, dude. Let's go, baby. Boom, put them away. That's what I do. That's what I was bred to do, and I continue to prove. So I don't care. You could be 1 judge, 2 judge, 20 judge. You're not making it that far, bro. Pay the judges. They don't even have to show up for my fight.
All right. Well, you pretty much segued into where I was going to go anyway. We're not going to keep you for too much longer. So if you've got any last words for your opponent, feel free. Let him loose right here. Let him know what he can expect in the fight.
Mr. Seiler, if you got someone that can translate what I'm saying to you right now, is just I wish you the best. I know you're coming in shape. I know you're coming ready for a war. But you should have stayed at 145. Thank you. I'm out.
Hey, man, that pretty much sums it up. Corey, do you got any last questions before we let our guests out of here?
Oh man, nothing off the top of the head. Man. It's always nice.
Covered it.
Hey, I'll see you on Warzone. Let's
Hey,
go.
I've been telling this dude, let's get it. Hey, all I'm saying is the video will be up on YouTube in less than an hour. So if you're with it, let's get it.
Hey, I'm ready. I'm going right up to my room right now.
Hey, Corey, see, here you go, bro.
All right. Hey, man, I appreciate you guys having me on, and I appreciate my fans and my family and my supporters for everything you guys have given me. And the fuel, the fire, the people that want to see me do well, the people that don't want to see me do well, people that have been with me from the get-go. This is the boss era, and I couldn't have done it all without you guys. So thank you guys so much. God bless. Have a good night. Thanks for watching. I'm out. Again.
Hey, he's got it, bro. And with that, we're out as well. Make sure you follow the show at KO3C Pod on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure on YouTube you're subscribed at Knockouts and 3 Counts. Don't miss the interviews with Diamond Dallas Page and all the other names up there. And until next time, check us out, because DTA member Aaron O'Ryan will be on with us next Tuesday live 9 p.m. Until then, in between then, peace.
Peace.